Let's see if this working. Check, check, check. Hello, the mother saw the afternoon on the weekend as well. As well, the bell sings like a cow. Hello, this is me. Is it me you're looking for? My voice is really hoarse. Where did I get up? God, I have to have so many screens open. I forgot. Streaming to literally everything in the world is not like the most efficient way to do this. I wish I could just consolidate everything. Give me a second, guys. I gotta get this. No, stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. Alright. If anyone's there, I'm sorry for yelling. I'm not. That was a lie. I do what I want. I'm a grown-ass man. Welcome to the stream. I'm just setting up my chat. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I was... No, stop. No, stop. Stop. You stop it. Okay. We'll do this right there. I can see that there. And do we need to go to YouTube? Maybe? I don't think so. I don't think anyone watches me on YouTube yet. So... I don't know if I should wait for a little bit. I don't know if anyone's even going to come. But we're going to talk about the roadmap for everything. For indieCeption, for DadBodMan, some changes that I'm making to my life. And, you know, where I've been. So, I don't know how many people followed me back you know, when I started indieCeption, but I have a massive dream that I want to accomplish, and I think that we can together accomplish this. So I threw myself into the situation to where, you know, I hear the excuse a lot about, you know, it takes money to make money, and I don't want to say excuse because it does, but I kind of wanted to throw myself into the ringer and basically I put myself into a financial situation by building this and by purchasing things to get to a point that I can make content and produce things so that I would actually get my ass in gear and do it. I also wanted to be able to say that you know, you can do it without money. If you actually work. Unfortunately, COVID happened. I did not expect that to happen. So a lot of things got pushed back, and then I completely lost my train of thought. It's really storming, guys. I apologize. COVID happened, and then I lost my tax return. They garnished my tax return because 2 years ago our payroll forgot to pay our state taxes. So mentally, I thought I had a little cushion financially. So then it began to wear on me of how the fuck am I going to be able to live? How am I going to be able to survive? You know, I want to be able to commit 100% to this, but I know that by not committing 100% to this, then I'm not going to make money. So I was in this dilemma of like, what should I do? And my old boss that I did construction with for a long time offered me a job doing construction with him. And so I was starting to do it, and I started to realize, or recognize, I suppose, the fact that I could do all of this. I have over 14 years of experience doing construction, so I know what I'm doing. Why am I not just doing construction myself? Why am I not just starting a business? Well, that's COVID, Ethan. You can't start a business when literally half the country is unemployed. Well, I've come to the conclusion now that I kind of have to. And with that said, like, I feel like I have to because of what I'm building. I don't mind working. But to waste so much energy and effort when I know I could be using it to push and build indieCeption and what this could do for the world and for Mobile in itself, to spend so much time doing other things fucking crushes me, which makes it to where I can't do anything else. So I've tried to continue streaming because that's all I've had the energy to do. There's a reason that this place isn't finished yet, is because I mentally and physically and emotionally, I got back into that same hole that I couldn't get out of. But that's why I've come to the conclusion that I'm that's where I was, until today. And then it kind of just dawned on me, like, why don't I start a construction business? Why don't I get to a point to where, you have the experience, you have the know-how. I don't necessarily want this to be a cash cow. Like, I don't expect to make millions off of this, but as long as I could pay my bills and eat, that's all I need, so I can focus my attention back on indieCeption and building what indieCeption is. So with that, that's where I've been. That's where I was. I was in a really, really bad spot. I don't have money for my medicine right now, for my Vyvanse, can't go get a lot of things checked health-wise that I need to because I don't have money. Thankfully I'm getting some work with my old boss, but it's sparing, so I got to do something. So I decided to lay out a roadmap, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to pull it up because I actually typed this shit out, guys. Like, if you all only knew how fucking crazy that is. Why didn't I do this before? Google. God, we're such boomers, guys. I'm sorry to say that, but we are the boomers. It's all a ruse. All right. So, we're going to get right into talking about the roadmap. What I mean by that is kind of what our projected attack of this is going to be. Of how everything is going to be. What is going on? Where is this thing at? I'm sorry, guys. This is really punking me out right now. Okay, there you are. All right. So this is, I'll share the screen real quick. Display capture. That's not the right one. There we go. Look at that roadmap, dude. It even says it. Okay. So what I wanted to do, should I do like that? Should I even worry about my picture? Should I just pull up the roadmap? Should I do like this? Should I do like Star Wars? Dun, dun. Okay, so sorry guys, I apologize. I'm very ADD. We're just gonna pull it up. All right, so indieCeption. I don't know how many people have. Gee, Ethan, I don't know why you didn't. Oh, I don't know how long ago that was, Darian. I don't even know what you were referring to at this point. So, gosh darn it. Hold on, don't look at my porn, guys. Okay, so I don't know how many people followed back when I announced indieCeption and when we were starting indieCeption, and really trying to make a push for both of them. Well, I decided to lay out what indieCeption is trying to do, what we're going to accomplish, and how we're going to get there. And what that means to me and what that looks like to me is, so indieCeption is going to be Jesus, I don't know why I wrote this, so I have to read it. Like, this was the stupidest idea in the world. That's supposed to be creator, innovative, okay, see, a creative network, basically, that essentially the end goal is to inspire and to, I'm gonna just lower this a little bit so I can get at least get some kind of, is that good? Can y'all see that at all? Can we just do this? Can we just be friends? Can we just do this? Can we just, all right, we're just gonna do that. So yeah, so step one for me is a grassroots push in Mobile, Alabama and surrounding areas. So how I feel the best way of doing that is, and what I've kind of tested the Facebook waters on conversation and dialogue and I've been constantly trying to get to a point where I can get better at communicating because I'm shit at communicating. But I've found that people do engage in the podcast. People do like that. People get interested, and they do want to discuss things. I remember when I did do my first a couple of weeks of podcast, people actually were interested in talking and engaging. So that got me to the idea that people that might want to start brands, that might want to start businesses or companies that are too afraid, I feel like it might be good to start slow with the podcast, and people that are trying to start their own businesses, I will gladly reach out to on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, a monthly basis, and do podcast interviews. So the first point of indieCeption is to start the grassroots movement, movement essentially, in surrounding areas through podcasts and other media. So the other medias are the indieCeption podcast, interviewing innovative and creative people, experienced in those that are just starting out, who are pursuing their dreams, simply struggling to commit, or a massive list of other reasons. So this is, like I said, the podcast where we interview people that are either just starting out, and I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I need to say it again after saying it, but and then we also are going to do the Bot of All Trades. Now, Bot of All Trades is going to be under DadBodMan and ran through indieCeption because of the producers that and the cinematographers that we get using indieCeption. So what Bot of All Trades is going to be is it's kind of like a Micro's Dirty Jobs, but it's more focused on creativity and innovation and people that have just kind of taken that leap and started their own business, or are pursuing their dreams. So we want to interview those people as masters and get them to show the audience and myself how to do those tasks and those trades and what it takes to get to that point and what it takes to start your own business, what troubles you might face, any questions that someone might have that they can ask and talk. And from there, I try to do the job with them and hope and pray that I don't do terrible. But actually, I just enjoy myself. Learning new skills is phenomenal. And I think that it will be very inspirational and help people that are struggling to find the confidence to believe in themselves, I think. Because I'm going to be terrible at things, and it's okay to be bad at things at first. So we got the Bot of All Trades video series. The next thing, and so as I'm going on, I'm terrible at organization, but these are kind of in priority order, like as it goes down, and as the list goes down, the multiple businesses that can open up go into the 25-year plan. So the next is esports in Mobile. So I've talked with Chad Niblett a little bit about setting up and helping me set up, or helping us set up a tournament of some type in Mobile that we can do a demo run for an esports in Mobile. I've gotten some submissions for shoutcasters that would be ready to cast and to talk. I have to know if people would be interested in that. We need to know if it would be something that is worth pursuing. But that is something that I'm trying to actively get in the works with indieCeption. And then event planning in general. Like, I've always wanted to plan a con, and whether or not we do, I don't know. Holler about me about esports later. All right, Michael. I appreciate you watching, dude, and thanks for the share. Or did you share? Whatever. Yeah, I'll get with you, Michael, because I actually was gonna talk to you. But so yeah, I've always wanted to do a con or conventions of any type. Like, I find it weird that we only use the convention center for Mardi Gras and other things, but like we could have so many things to do. But so event planning in general, those are kind of, I wrote this literally 2 hours before this, and I finished 5 minutes after I was supposed to start, so it's not great. So the second priority for me is I need to spread the name of indieCeption. The very difficult thing to do though is I don't want to promote just my stuff on indieCeption. You know, indieCeption is not me. indieCeption is a collection of people that work together to pursue their dreams. What I do is what I love to do. Like that's my content. So you know, DadBod is good, but I have to be able to make some type of fan base with the content that I can produce right now. If I said any of that right, I don't think that I did. So, with that said, what I'm going to start doing again is I'm going to commit to 4 to 5 podcasts a week. Of my personal, like 5 PMs are going to be for DadBodMan brand podcast. So those can be raunchy conversations. They can be I can't think of any words right now to describe what I'm trying to say, but like that. So, and I'll probably have random guests on. That is not including the indieCeption podcast with people that are starting out and doing those things. They will also be getting podcast segments as well. So I'm trying to layer my schedule to where I actually can eventually get to a point to where we have that much content to be able to offer to the audience or the viewers or the consumer or whatever they would be called. So every day at 5 p.m. usually, unless I have a prior engagement or something, and I'll let y'all know. 4 to 5 podcasts a week, and I'll figure out an exact streaming schedule. At least 2 to 3 nights of gaming on all social media platforms. I'm personally terrible at video games, so I like to do more heavily focused on comedy content videos, with a heavy emphasis on thinking you're really good at games and being very bad. But with that said, the games that I'm playing right now have a lot of in-between space time, so it's very difficult to get a constantly engaging stream, especially when there's not an active audience. So what I'm going to do from that is, from those 2 to 3 nights of gaming or streaming, I'm going to take at least once a week, I'm going to make a 5 to 15 minute video that goes on to Facebook, YouTube, and the other platforms, or make individual ones for individual platforms, but at least one on each platform or something like that. Not sure exactly of the commitment there yet, but we'll figure it out as I understand my video editing capabilities and people that might actually reach out and help. And also, if anyone wants to help with any of this, please, for the love of God, help me. Jesus. Okay, so we're also going to have composing streams, which is going to be me composing music. I don't know how much I'm going to do of this, simply because of my writing process. I get very I write differently when I'm on camera, and I've noticed it, and I've tried not to, but it's kind of we'll see how that goes. But I will be composing again. So, and then we're going to go to the Bod of All Trades podcast. So this is as I was saying, this doesn't interfere with this. So, people that I encourage, or that not I encourage, but that indieCeption encourages to pursue their dreams, and they say they need a little kick in the ass once a week or once a month, or not even a kick in the ass, but they need some direction, or they need a second opinion, or they anything. I'm committing my time to help as much as needed, to a degree, and within reason. There will be a point to where things shift as indieCeption gets built, the website gets built, and as it gets implemented, the things will change, not significantly because of how we're structuring it, but I can't really get into all of that yet. So then I would also, there's a few people that I want to make content in the real world with, that involves quite a few different things. I could involve just comedy videos, like skit videos, you know, like words videos that you have. Essentially, there's a couple of groups of people that I know we could make great content if we actually sat down and tried, and so that's going to be a priority for me moving forward. A cartwheel or two eventually. There's a chance that I will break something if I do it again, because last time I landed onto an AC. I might try my hand at kind of writing a comedy routine. I have no clue how to do that or what that entails. Love you too, Roland. But it would be kind of fun to watch that crash and burn. I would like to do some comedy and parody songs. I have an idea of a brilliant video that I want to do, but I have to write the lyrics for it, and I have to make sure that I can recreate the sounds that I would like to. But if we can get that going, that's going to be great. And then bars for days, because I rap a lot on stream and I'm very bad. But if I hear lo-fi hip hop beats to lo-fi hip hop beats to chill, relax, and study to, I pretty much have to rap. It just happens. So this is where we get into me starting Bod of All Trades LLC. I'm starting a construction business in the worst possible time of my life again, because I tried to start a construction business at the last recession and it didn't work out. So with that said, I know you guys all have grown up and y'all have houses and stuff now. So if you need something done, instead of saving money, you should hire me. No, I have right at 14 years of experience, 7 to 8 years, like solid experience. You know, I got a job doing construction again with my boss, and I just got to the point where I was thinking about it. I was like, I can do all of this and not make a fraction of it, and I could have to work so much littler just to, because all I care about is paying for my bills. All I care about is paying for my food and the debt that I have incurred from this, so that I could hopefully salvage the credit that I fixed and just destroyed again. So this is what I'm starting. I've done everything from shingles to footers to concrete, you know, but I would prefer to do smaller jobs that I can take on myself. I am going to be going through the figuring out exactly what I need to do to get the licensing and to insurance. But yeah, I have experience doing custom cabinets, and although this desk is not finished yet, I know it looks like shit right now. You can't really see it. But once this gets done, I think you'll believe and see that I can build a desk as well. It's going to be really nice. Boy, I can't wait. Waiting for parts to get in. So, and then from there, we're going to go with... I'm also going to be selling wood, like memes, little plaques with wood burn memes on them, if you want. Just send me a request of a meme with a wood burner, and I'll burn it on out for you, and because I think this would be kind of funny, actually. I don't know. If they don't work, they don't work. Whatever. I'm also going to be making a line of Hawaiian shirts that have my little DadBodMan guy on them, if anyone would be interested in purchasing that. I really, really, really want to get a suit made, a Hawaiian shirt suit with DadBod. I want a DadBodMan suit. I feel like it's necessary in my life. Okay, so if anything of this is resonating with y'all, please let me know. It might not. I don't know. Okay, so from there, now, okay, yeah, we're still within the range of 2 to anywhere from 1 to 5 years right now. So SadBod Productions is going to be the music production company for Rev 6. I don't know how many people remembered back when I started Rev 6, but Rev 6 was going to be a parent company for, or initially I wanted Rev 6 to be a parent company for 6 different studios in Mobile, Alabama. I wanted it to be a gaming studio, animation studio, movie studio, well, everything we have now, basically, or will have. So, DadBod Productions is going to be a music production company. It's going to be doing the music for Dreamscape, which is a story that I and myself and a few others a few years ago started to create and write. But things kind of fell apart when my mental fell apart. And I had a traveling job, and I just couldn't focus my intent to it. That kind of spawned the birth of indieCeption, because I realized that to be able to create this, I need help. So anyway, Dreamscape is going to be an anime way in the future, or as soon as it can happen. But DadBod Productions will be doing the music for that, and for all of the similar stories that go in line with that, which will be, which I'll get into later. In DadBod Productions will also include community collabs, which I'm going to try to network and talk with people that are in completely different and opposite genres, and try to get them to come together to just make something very unique and creative as a community. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. I don't know for sure, but I think that would be a very interesting way to break certain boundaries with musical. And then personal collabs, this shit's personal. Like, if I reach out to you on a personal level and ask you to collab with me, that's because it means that I fucking respect the hell out of your abilities, and I see phenomenal potential in what you could create, or what we could create together. And then help organize shows and events to further bring the community together. So from here, so right now, just to catch up, this is the layout of things. And I know it seems like a fuck ton, and it is, but I think I have to be this busy. I just have to be able to structure it and organize it, and that's what I'm trying to do. And the more I vocalize it, the more I talk about it, the more it has to happen. So indieCeption, DadBodMan is my personal brand, which all of my content will be ran through indieCeption to bolster it, because I'll be utilizing people that are video editors and things like that, and actually utilizing the website to further DadBodMan. It's kind of a proof of the word that I'm looking for. So I'm also starting Bod of All Trades LLC, which is going to be my construction company. So if anyone needs construction work, DadBod Productions is going to be a music production company where we make music. So Bama Dynamics is actually John Taylor. He's my business partner and longtime friend. We've decided to start a business called Bama Dynamics as well. And this one's going to be, he's going to be running it. It's going to be more so his company. But this is things. These are concept. I don't know which one. I remember not remembering a word, but now I don't remember the word. So this is going to be kind of a focus on electronics, human machine interfaces, tech reviews, teardowns, crazy builds once a month. So JR is going to start a YouTube, and we'll occasionally do videos where we do a build together, or just quite a lot of things tech wise. It'll be more of a tech side of me that most people haven't seen much of. And the end goal from there is to well, I mean, he wrote all this. I didn't write all of this. Freelance engineering, automation, finding ways to lower the entry cost to expensive hobbies, cheaper cameras, lights, robots, tests. So it's going to be a focus on automation and robotics and AI and things that have always appealed to both of us for our entire lives, but we haven't had the resources to be able to pursue them. So that is Bama Dynamics. From there, we have Revelation 6 Studios. I am finally reviving Revelation 6 Studios, or will be, and it will be a game development studio. So the first product of Revelation 6, again, will be a D&D-like campaign, and I'm very specific on saying D&D-like, because it's not D&D, it's actually a system that we are creating entirely to try to bridge the gap between D&D players, and casuals. Because D&D at first can seem very overwhelming, and it's a lot of numbers, and it's just a lot. It's kind of boring, and it's not boring. RP is phenomenal, and it's great if you actually learn how to play it, and you play it. It's the best game I've ever played. But I think that it could be simplified to a degree, and to where it's a more streamlined, easy experience to have that role play experience with friends. So what we're going to try to do is we're starting with Rev 6 Studios Tales of Edda, which is going to be it's going to be a prequel to Dreamscape. It said earlier that Dreamscape is going to be the anime, which is going to come later once we actually succeed with building indieCeption. Tales of Edda is going to be the precursor to that, so that we can start to build an awareness of what Dreamscape is, and an awareness of, well, one, more back to indieCeption, but also give value to us as a company so that we have a product to sell, and further prove the concept of indieCeption because we actually have a product to display. So how I feel like this would be a good way to tackle this is Tales of Edda, which is going to be a D&D-like campaign, a game that we're designing ourselves that follows the adventures of a young man who seemingly as he seemingly teleports to new worlds that oddly seem familiar to him, who later disappears a few years later after his son is born. Like I said, it's a technical prequel to Dreamscape. But essentially what Dreamscape is it's going to be, there's a book, and when you ride into it, you can go into different realms. That's all I can say on Dreamscape right now. We have quite a lot of the story written as far as the bulk of the story, but I realized that the ability to get it animated and create it right now is very out of grasp for me. So what I decided to do was to present it with the D&D campaign, to where I'm going to DM, and we're going to play through our system, and the stories that we play through will be kind of loose-ended to the degree that there will be an end goal, right? But you can do whatever you want to do. So it's going to follow the son of the main character, the dad of the main character. And from there, we're going to go with the Tales of Edda tabletop RPG. With that, it's going to have an app that's going to be paired with it that you will be able to interact with and play D&D, that if you prefer it this way, you can have all the calculations made for you. You can see your attacks. You can do everything on your screen and on your board, either way, however you want to play it. So, and that will be following those storylines. Those chapters will be the same chapters as the D&D podcast. So there will be multiple paths you can choose, and you can have like 4 to 5 people over and have this D&D night where you go on these quests. So from there, and like I said, this is way further into the future. An animation studio to be named, or to be determined. Why did I write this? I had to read this, Ethan. I have to read this. Okay, animation studio name to be determined. That's how late game this is. And unless someone sees the brilliance of what I'm trying to do, with the story in a world. So when we get to a point to where indieCeption can find enough animators and enough artists, and we can actually produce something of this caliber, the first step for me isn't to go full on into the anime. I tried the big go big go home approach with Rev 6 the first time, and I found that that's I think it's possible, but you thought Rev 6 was the studio name? I did say that, didn't I? Rev 6 was going to be the studio of everything. Which I'll discuss that with myself later. Okay, anyways. Where was I? Fuck. Okay, so I don't know if many people have heard my music, but I've been composing for about, I want to say 2 years now, but I haven't really been composing that long. I don't ever play or practice or do it because I hate completing things, and it's a fucking problem. So I'm gonna finish fucking songs, and not finish fucking songs. I'm gonna fucking finish songs. There we go. So I want to try to get 7 to 8, 3 to 5 minute long short stories, that will be visually animated, and paired with my scores. And what these stories are going to be telling is actually, it follows a main character of Dreamscape, and it's his origin story, or so I want to be able to tell that without words. I want to be able to show that with just music and just emotion, and convey art with nothing other than music and visuals. I think it'd be good. I don't know. So from there, we go to Dreamscape, and Dreamscape is the be all end all for right now. As far as I know, that when we get to that peak, everything else will have had such a solid foundation that I don't have to worry about the next move of these just yet. So Dreamscape is going to follow the son of a world-renowned author whose mysterious disappearance was as famous as his legacy. On the day of his 16th birthday, our hero's uncle reluctantly passes down his father's journal. Upon closer inspection, heavily worn but still legible, the word Dreamscape. When he starts to write, his world comes alive and is transported to another realm. He soon finds out there is much more to the story. So I'm not going to give much information about how this works or what's going on just yet. But there's a lot, and I'm really excited to share the story. Hello, Moto. Okay. Well, that sucks. How long was I muted? Anyway, this is the roadmap. So, yeah, this is the roadmap of my life of how I'm going to not go fucking crazy and lose my mind. Thank you, Logan. Yeah, I tried to catch it. But all in all, it's going to take a hell of a lot of work. You know, I don't oppose work. I will say that I don't necessarily like doing construction anymore. I don't like doing labor anymore. I've done labor since I was 13 years old. I started a lawn business, and I've worked pretty much ever since. And I've never done a job where I was rewarded with my capabilities. When I've always underestimated myself and appeared less than I could be, because I never thought that I deserved it. So I have to be able to provide enjoyable content. I have to be able to make money during COVID. Um, I have to be able to focus and stay determined, and I have to be able to finish this place. Right now, currently, I'm tapped. Like I said, I did not expect $1,200 to be taken out of my account or my taxes for 2 years ago. Not, but that's my fault, and I understand that. It just kind of sucks that it was during the pandemic. So I'm kind of at a point to where I'm 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 trying to evaluate how best do I bring the most value to y'all. Um, and so what I can do is I can offer any and every type of service, giggity. Um, you know, inspiring, pushing, helping, lay out what my plans and what my goals are, what my vision is, where I think Mobile can go, where the world can go if we just accept it. Um, you know, and then show, and then do it, and then stick with it, and then continue with it, and then continue to inspire, because I think that's the only way this is going to work. Um, and I will be open with my journey of that, and openly eager to grow as a person. My whole platform of DadBodMan is authenticity, and not necessarily hiding who I am. But it's also a very fine line of what indieCeption could be, of where I have to walk, as far as some of my comedy that I want to do. You know, there's a lot of things that could piss off a lot of people, and I want to help the world, so I don't want to piss off as many people as I can. But I also think I should be able to say fuck and have a teen hear me. I don't think that that's a problem. But I also understand the religious views, and I've been there, so I get it. So I try to be authentic, but I mainly try to bring people together to have conversation, and to realize that we can actually change things, because together we're fucking unstoppable. But it's because we stay divided. It's because we stay focused on money. It's because we don't believe in ourselves enough, or because we need to work this overtime, so that I can do this, and then you're just drained. That's to keep you there. It's to keep you there, and it's to take advantage of you, and not for everybody. There's some people that have great jobs. There's some people that have phenomenal places, but the people that know who you are, uh, you know, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to. You can work toward your goals and towards your dreams on your own time, and I'm truly hopeful that with our business model, with how indieCeption is going to function, and with how the programs are going to be set up on the website, and I truly believe that it's going to help people break that inspirational moment, but then fleeting action that happens. Because inspiring somebody is easy. Getting somebody to get pumped up and happy about something for 5 minutes is easy as shit. But to help them truly understand that they are a gift, and that they have amazing abilities if they just believed in themselves, or that they're shit, and that they can get phenomenal by practicing and doing it, but by not doing it, for whatever reason, you're never going to get there. And that goes personally to myself. I'm going to try to start managing my social medias better, but I'm also terrible at that. So I could desperately use somebody that can help me with social media management. But these are things that I hate. I hate asking for help. I hate it, and I desperately need it. But once we get indieCeption's website built, which if any graphic artist can help me, fucking help me. I can't come up with anything. But once we get indieCeption's website up and the beta tested and see if it actually functions outside of Mobile to a degree or remotely, it's still a ways out. But I need a logo for indieCeption. I couldn't. We couldn't come to. None of us could, man. I'm just picky too. I'm not gonna settle for it, but I want to settle. Like, yeah. Like I know I can see what I have in my head for indieCeption, but I have no idea how to convey it. But I got the artwork for Bot of All Trades. Yeah, I do. I'll message you all that when I get done with the stream. But yeah, all in all, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Kind of just address where I've been mentally, because I haven't been in a great place. I've well, not being on medication doesn't help. But stress sucks, and it's not worth it. Thankfully, I can keep my cool most times in stressful situations, but it still becomes overbearing. And I know there's people out there that are going through the same thing, and I would love to tell you that it gets better. Whether or not it does, I don't know. With that said, you can do something about where you're spending your time and who you're spending your time with. It's very important to connect with people and surround yourself with people that give you that just desire to live, to create, to innovate, to whatever it needs to be. It's very important, and the more you shelter yourself, or not shelter, but recluse yourself, the harder it can be to get out of that, because that's where I've been, and I'm trying to break out of it. That's why a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, personally is because I need it. I need to get out, but I can't get out because of COVID. So, anyway, I am done rambling. I am done talking. I thought I was going to switch over to Tarkov and play some Tarkov, but I am actually probably going to go talk with Blingsworth for a bit, I think, unless the storm is still here. For anyone that listened, watched, whatever, thank you. If you would like to read the roadmap and have an idea, I'm probably going to get somebody that knows how to write and read. I'll probably get somebody to rewrite all of this, and I'll post it on indieCeption and on DadBodMan and on me. And if anyone out there sees anything that they could help me with, or help indieCeption with, or help or believe in the movement, or feel you want to donate, or whatever it might be, please reach out to me. I hate asking for help, but we can't build this without each other. Because I won't make a dime on indieCeption I don't know if ever. And I'm okay with that. But I also have to pay for my food and bills. So that's why I'm starting the construction business. That's why I'm starting the podcast back up. I'm trying to get to a point to where I can get y'all some content, and we will get there. But I am done for the night. Have some questions for you. Okay, what's up? Yeah, does anyone have any other questions? I guess I should say that, huh? Just call me for a sec. I have some questions for you. Like 30 seconds. Well, Are you on Discord? I don't know if this is set up. Let me do this one. Watch your language. There's children watching. Hello? Hello?
Watch your language.
Hello?
What's up?
Alright, is there a feedback loop or anything? Good?
Not yet.
So, you need a logo for Revelation 6?
No.
Or
indieCeption.
indieCeption. And you said you don't have any ideas to work off of?
No, I do. I just don't know how to convey those ideas.
Because, I mean, really what it gets down to is just, like, money. Do you have money to pay an artist?
No. Mm-mm.
No. So
No.
you want an artist to do something like work trade? Or, like,
Well,
exchange?
that's kind of...
I could...
That's kind of the entire basis of indieCeption kind of to begin with, until it gets to a point to where it becomes sustainable. But so I mean, I would rather utilize indieCeption with it, or I don't mind paying someone for it. I just don't have the money for it right now. I don't have any money right now.
Well, I'm just saying I can use my leggings as incentive, and I could give someone like 5 pairs of leggings for a small logo that doesn't take very long, you know, just to give you something to work from as far as like a physical image rather than just ideas.
Oh yeah, also if anyone likes, actually everyone go buy leggings at livingleggings.com, promo code DadBodMan for
10% off.
10%, 20, 10, 20,
we'll make it 20% off right now.
20% off right now. Right now only, or like right now permanently?
Right now permanently. We'll see.
Right now permanently for now?
Yeah, right now permanently for the time.
Yeah, I am definitely game with that.
And then so I saw within your roadmap, what is keeping you from like having indieCeption be just like the bridge for Rev 6? Like, you know, you could do it. You could kind of say,
well, it is.
Like being like,
it is. That's the whole plan. It's everything. Literally everything below the roadmap is going to be, or excuse me, everything below indieCeption is going to funnel back through indieCeption. So even my bot of all trades, the construction company I'm starting, on most jobs, I'm going to try to get permission to film and essentially do a bot of all trades video as I do my work. And so I'll be able to filter that back through indieCeption by utilizing a video editor or something of that sort.
indieCeption is like a platform based.
Yes.
Then is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
So indieCeption eventually is going to be what it's eventually going to be is, or excuse me, starting out it's going to be a social networking platform, which is going to say you wanted to start a project, but you don't know how to, you don't know how to animate, right? But Jillian over there is fresh in school. She's just learning how to, or learning herself, and she wants the experience to try. So our goal is to facilitate that connection and to bridge that gap, and other things that I can't discuss on stream because it's pivotal to the business structure. But from there, we would hope that the content would get to a point where they can start to compensate each other or equally or regardless. It can branch into advertisers coming in to potentially utilize newer talent, and they could also get paid then on the spot. You know, there's a lot of avenues that we can go into the future with it. But to get to that point, eventually it would be that the social networking platform, but then it would also be almost a, I don't want to say a streaming platform, but it would be a social media hub of content, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Eventually, indieCeption would be a production company, technically, I suppose. I suppose.
Okay.
Like it would be little micro productions because it goes deeper than just the connection. That's not. I personally don't feel like just connecting people is going to be strong enough to make that change to push anyone to actually create because of well, I mean, I've tried it and I've that's what I've kind of been doing recently is testing that model, testing to see how it best will work, and I'm kind of confirming what I thought and how we structured it initially. But once we get the framework established, then we will start to shift into the social media side of it, where you can stream, you can add videos onto it, and it would become more like a Facebook or a YouTube, and the networking as well.
I see.
So it would be like a consumer platform where people can come and watch, and then creators where they can create and come together and create together. Or user fans can submit, hey, y'all, someone should make this. And a group can get together and just say, okay, fuck it. And they make it,
And this is like for artists?
This is for this right now. It's for, I mean, it's for anyone that's anyone that can help with anyone else's projects, essentially. It's not just artists. It's artists, it's musicians, it's managers, it's innovators, it's people that have, I don't want to get too much into certain
I feel like,
certain
I mean,
topics.
I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I feel like there's something similar like that out there.
There is.
I'll look it up and find it.
There are two companies. Fiverr would be the most business-oriented company, and how that is they you go in, you pay someone to do a job. The other one is called Mogi, something like that. It's a girl from Game of Thrones. She created a networking platform that pretty much networks creatives, which is why I go back to where we differ in what I'm not going to actually discuss.
I think it was like the 50 Shades of Love or something, 50, whatever it was, you know what I'm talking about. Not 50 Shades of Grey, but the one to love, 50 Days of Summer. Yeah, that guy made an artist website as well that was video content related. Like if you wanted to work on it, I'll look it up. I can't remember what it is, but not to say that this can't be done by any means. It's just like there are other examples that are similar to what you're wanting to create that you could kind of pull from to make your end goal complete. And yeah, it definitely supports you on the idea of having foundations in place before really taking those big steps. One thing, indieCeption, from what I'm hearing and what I've heard from you in the past, is like you're really wanting indieCeption to be this driving company, like single focus. And I think that's really awesome, and something that could possibly be pretty important in regards to that is like focusing on these smaller ones, like what you're doing, right? With like bot of all trades, because those in turn will also be the foundations for indieCeption.
Well,
so
and
without
that's
those in place,
exactly,
you can't really drive indieCeption full forward.
Exactly, and so that's because I'm. I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, this is my brother. That's what I'm talking to now. But as you know, I'm ADD as fuck, and my attention span as far as what I want to create changes so drastically, so quickly, that I've always struggled with what I want to do, because certain things I pick up naturally, and I can observe people and the movements of people. If I see it in person, I can pick it up so much faster. But so it's the same thing with my content, and like I know I can do it all and accomplish what we're setting out to accomplish. It's just I have to be able to prioritize my time and manage my time to be able to build these foundations and make sure that they're strong enough. Because like I said, everything that's underneath indieCeption funnels back into indieCeption. You know,
Right, but I mean, like that's. Well, it's really important.
and when I say
To have
funnels,
that idea. Well, it's just like that's a conversation, really. I mean, we can talk about it whenever you want, obviously, but that's like the main forefront of that conversation. It's just going to happen naturally, you know, a couple years from now. Like having the broad idea of your goal is really important. You have this like specific but also kind of broad idea of what you're wanting to accomplish, and you just leave it at that, because there's really not much you can discuss about that without having those foundations in place. It could shift, you know, maybe one of your foundations of these different things you're wanting to do becomes more successful than the others.
Yeah.
You know, so you start leaning one side or the other. You don't necessarily want to throw indieCeption out there if it's not, but at the same time, it could be the one that balances out those other legs.
So,
you know,
so like I said, and I agree with you. You know, that's why, like, 'cause I love D&D, and we've been writing Dreamscape. And, I mean, I've been continually writing it in my head for the past 4 years. But it wasn't too recently that I think Argo or somebody gave me the idea of just running a D&D campaign, because I wanted to do one in Dreamscape. I just never done a D&D campaign. Then I started thinking about it, and you know, D&D is kind of a
yeah, I think you'd be a great dungeon master.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the game itself to some people is overwhelming, I think would be the right word to use. So I kind of set out to make a more streamlined version, an easier version to utilize, and something that, say, 4 or 5 friends can get together at night and play on the table if they want to, but also be able to play on their phone and be able to utilize all their actions throughout the phone and have everything calculated if they wanted through that. So it could be more user friendly.
You wanted to make an app?
Yes.
Okay.
So what that's going to be is the Tales of Edda podcast is going to be me leading the campaign through the story as we write it. And so how I would like to utilize indieCeption and this is what I mean by running through indieCeption. I would like to utilize writers and authors that are into nonfiction that would like to, or fiction. Which one's the real one? Fiction, nonfiction, fiction, nonfiction's fiction. Nonfiction's fiction. Anyways, so fictional stories and would be interested in writing a short campaign. So then we're going to play through the campaign. Then I'm going to edit it and make it podcast format and continually do this on a weekly basis. From there, once we complete a chapter, that's going to be called an Edda. So each realm, and I don't want to give too much away the story right now, but each realm is going to be a new Edda. So every, say, month, I'm kind of wanting to plan each story chapter to be about a month long of once a week, 3 to 5 hours of gameplay. And so once you finish that chapter, quote unquote, the next session will be in a new world, in a new environment, new story, everything. But you'll have your same characters, you'll have your same stats or similar stats and similar skills and spells. So I started out to designing this game because I'm gonna tell the story with the D&D. Then I figured because it was custom, it would have to be nonfiction as fact. Yeah, I know that, but this doesn't at times. Then figured that if we have the story already, and if we can make the story and stories in each campaign diverse enough to where we could make a tabletop RPG experience to where you could get this game and play it over a month, and you have that chapter, especially if it's a cell phone app that you could even play on the road, but with a heavy focus of RP and that experience when involving D&D. Not so much the numbers and the math and the overwhelming side, but I want to try to introduce newer players that are scared of the D&D to the RP elements and show them that side so that they can actually experience D&D properly. You know what I mean? So I figured as Rev 6, and this could come sooner than later, start working on a tabletop app for that and game for that, so that we could do a Kickstarter and possibly GoFundMe if anyone was actually interested in that. And then also be doing the podcast on top of that. So essentially we're just building all of this information up about Dreamscape and the universe of what that is and what the show is, so that we can eventually get funding for the anime, utilizing indieCeption. Because at that point, if we did possibly get funding, we could pay people using indieCeption and through indieCeption, and that's what I mean by funneling it back through indieCeption, utilizing the people that are on indieCeption throughout all of our roadmap, utilizing the platform to show people how it works and why it works, and why it's different than those that are out there, which will be shown once we roll it out. So
okay,
yeah, go ahead.
So all right, let me break it into segments then. What are you gonna start on first?
So that's what I stated with all of this, the roadmap. It's kind of in ascending order. So right now, what I'm starting on is finishing this as much as I financially can right now.
Finishing your space.
Yeah, finishing the studio.
Yeah, that definitely needs a big priority.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So finishing this and then starting my construction company. I'm going to have a heavy focus on an old school approach I used back in the day with the lawn care business, and I'm going to print good old flyers with my Bot of All Constructions guy on it with Bot of All Trades, and I'm going to go pass them out door to door, or go tape them onto the doors and say, just say that I'm starting a construction. I know it's a terrible time, but I'm fucking broke. Maybe not say exactly that, but and then I'm going to be that's going to be kind of heavy focus as far as the advertisement portion goes, as far as me making it known that I do have these abilities and skills and can offer work, or labor, or whatever the fuck it would be. But also from today, for indieCeption, I am starting this is for DadBodMan. I'm starting my podcast, 5 p.m. podcast again. So I'm going to pick 4 days a week, 4 to 5 days a week that I'm have scheduled podcasts with guests that are on topics that vary. This will be from my DadBodMan brand, which has really almost no limits as far as what we talk about and discuss and openly discuss and say fuck and shit like that. But with my indieCeption podcast, as CEO of indieCeption, I do have to tone it back a little bit and have more control over the content that is being pushed as CEO, because they are two different brands. And so once we start to get people that are interested in doing podcasts with us or doing Bot of All Trades with us, then we will, which I'm already talking to quite a few people about Bot of All Trades and haven't about the podcast, but I have in the past. So scheduling them in such a way that essentially every week I'll have something all night essentially, or all day, and then have videos of that in podcast format on the specific channels, on the specific networks, so that the people that want to see the certain content can see that and not have to siphon through it. The next is setting up Bot of All Trades, which COVID's having another spike again, so that's becoming difficult to do.
Construction.
Do what?
The construction, Bot of All Trades.
Well, no, Bot of All Trades is going to be. Have you've seen Dirty Jobs, right? With Micro.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that, but with more creative and artistic and innovative jobs and businesses. So like knife making, or like art, or animation, or producing beats, or whatever it might be. I'm going to do one with Easy Flow Plumbing because I promised the guy to do it, and I think it'd be funny. But in a sense of kind of a bolster of their business and the community, and to showcase and highlight that back into indieCeption and say, this is why we're doing this, you know. And that would be bottom of all trades.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel you on what you're doing. You know, if I had anything to add to it, I'd say, yeah, continue using your DadBod brand to build client awareness with your bot of all trades. I think that's really smart, especially to do right now. And even with COVID, you know, people are still going to need shit to be built. So just make sure to like appease to your crowd. So if it's, you know, if you make sure you post one of each flyer on everyone's house at different times, being like, I'll wear a mask every step of the way for everything that I do, and then one flyer that says, I won't wear a mask to respect your rights.
I'll just carry a Polaroid with me and take a picture of myself with the mask on,
or with
and
it
pin
all.
it to the door. No,
because it's Alabama. You know, it's like some people.
Anyway, we're not getting into this conversation right now. This is not a political podcast.
I was just saying right there is an opportunity to connect with everybody.
No, I mean I agree, and like I said, that's the first step, because I'm at a point to where I desperately need to make money. I'm not opposed to working. Right. I do have a job doing construction, but it's kind of spotty work. So, and honestly, if I just had two decent construction jobs, like a deck or a shed or whatever, I would be fine for the month. And that's all I need is my food and my bills paid for. That's all I care about, and then I can spend the rest of the time focusing on building this.
You know, if you can get your do you have a Facebook page for Bot of All Trades? You should go ahead and make that. Yeah, maybe I could like throw you a little bit to do like a promotion just in your general area. You know, you can do it to like a 2 mile radius, 3 mile radius, 10 mile radius, and then like.
Oh, you mean a sponsor?
Yeah, just advertise on Facebook through that page.
Well,
say, you know, that you do construction work, so that way you can have the flyers as well as like people on their social accounts.
Well, when I really start, like I found out that I have a decent, I would not say a decent amount, but I have some footage that I thought that I lost, but it's still not the good footage I had. So I'm trying to go through all of that, and once I get those videos edited and set up to where I can actually start releasing video content that's watchable and something that people can just sit and watch. Once I get to that point, I completely lost my train of thought. It's gone.
I think you're trying to say, here's the reason I have to do this before I can do this, and that's just not the case. I mean, you can still make your Facebook page and use the cute caricatures that you have as a representation of your DadBod.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay.
And then you know, then you have this cute little flyer that's just like you with the construction hammer. It says like, need COVID friendly one on response, like one man team, you know, jack of all trades kind of thing. So
it's bottom of all trades. Cute. So first of all,
bottom of all trades, yeah, you know, but you would say like parentheses jack because people.
Well, see, I didn't decide on making a construction company out of bottom of all trades until today. Like that was kind of just a decision.
Think that's smart.
I do too. That's why I'm doing it.
Well, maybe you instead of your name, you like on the collar instead of DadBodMan, it says Jack, so people think he's like dad of all trades.
Well, in the logo, Jack is crushed by a giant bod.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's implied in the logo of the show. Yeah.
That's real cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah. It's bot of all trades. I had no problem describing what I needed logo wise. indieCeption though, no. But yeah, like I said, so what I was gonna say, I finally remembered.
Stickers made of that caricature with the website on it or your phone number, you know. Like.
So yeah, what I was gonna say is when I really start to make that push, which is happening like right now,
Right. So instead of saying that, you mean like,
Well, yes, but yeah, okay, yes. Um, I'm going to be reaching out to the news and to other people to actually start talking about this and being more vocal in Mobile and locally, because that's the first test to make sure and verify that our business model with the reasons why I think that our structure is going to work other than others. I have to prove it here first. And
no, I'm just talking about. I'm just talking about bod construction. It's like that. You can just do that right now. Get that to where it's like generating revenue for you.
yeah,
and then all these other things will start falling in place. So
well, I can do the
you
other
don't have to,
things.
you don't have to explain to everybody that you do that work with about the greater picture, but you could do that work for a little bit, and then when the job's finished, you can be like, oh, and check this out, or
Yeah.
and then after you get known, then you can start doing the
So
video and
so
the post-production
the
side of it.
construction company is not really meant to be a cash cow. Like I don't like I said, I really just care about paying my bills and eating so that I can focus on building this and networking and collabing with people and producing music and doing these other projects and not have to focus on a 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do actually. That's why I say that, because you just generate enough money with
Mhm.
it, and then from there, then you have a client base of people that are satisfied with what you've done, but also know you as Dad Bod.
Mhm.
Have
So
that connection, and so
so
then from there, you can just flip it into then turning into the kind of like dirty jobs thing, like you were
mhm.
talking about, and instead of actually necessarily going to build stuff, you like hire a team that's building it, and then you just go, or you go to these different places, and so then that brand of that
Mhm.
image becomes larger, and then you translate that into your indieception as well.
Yep.
Continue to funnel it, and then it's, yeah, indieception, it can be that giant
S-
umbrella that you want to do for
So
everything.
so my philosophy is kind of a oh Jesus Christ, I can't remember. I can't believe I just forgot his name. Gary V. Uh,
Yeah.
Flood the market is what I'm about to start doing. And what that means is I'm going to start being more active on TikTok. I'm going to start more active on Reddit. Uh, I'm going to start posting on Twitter and Facebook, which I've been engaging on Facebook a lot recently. Um,
Yeah.
Simply because I know that most of the crowd in Mobile utilizes Facebook to communicate. Um,
Yeah, but I'll just be honest with you. From having my own business, like Facebook is paid now. You're not going to have any kind of
well, yeah, but
authentic reach unless you're advertising, especially through a company or through a
I'm not
company's
advertising the bot of all trade. I'm not advertising the construction company. That's not.
through like
I'm
indie.
advertising my podcasts and my content and my DadBodMan brand, and then from there I will further advertise
That's what I'm
the
talking about,
DadBod
though.
construction. It's not necessarily.
Through all of it, though, Facebook has just gotten to a point to
Well,
where like you're just not going to receive much feedback on things if they're
I
business or they're associated with something that Facebook knows you're
yes and
using.
no. From what I found on Facebook,
Their algorithms are smart.
yeah, well I know. From what I've found on Facebook is it depends on the content matter. It depends on how long and engaging the conversations are. Depends on what the content is, how long it is. Um,
Yeah,
you
no.
know, and it all depends on comments like hearts, shares, reacts, and more so. And it's I've come to find that more people see my stuff than I think that see my stuff, and I've always been curious of that.
Well, never one interacts with it. They
No,
just
and
see
that's
it.
that's fine, but that's what I've been trying to do like the past with everything that's happened that's been going on with the protests and all of the fucking cops that still haven't been charged.
Uh-huh.
The I've been trying to help people understand and learn how to comprehend what other people are saying. And I've found that people are willing to have that conversation and are willing to talk, but we've been so ingrained to how not to listen that people don't listen. And I'm very proud to see that, or happy to see, I don't know about proud, but happy to see that people have taken up that and started to have and engage in healthier conversations. So that shows me that people are looking, that people are reading, that people are wanting to engage, but they just don't, or that my content isn't as engaging enough, or it is the Facebook algorithms to agree, but it is also what I'm doing wrong as well, and I know I've kind of acknowledged what works on Facebook and what doesn't, and Twitter, I kind of did the same thing. I had about up 2 months where I truly hit it hard and solely that, just to see how it worked. TikTok, I haven't really hit hard, but it seems the format's fairly simple, and the organic reach on TikTok alone is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know if it would probably serve your thing if you had if you dressed up like DadBodMan and then did like a DadBod dance or something, and you just a dance every week. But it's an interesting platform. It's shifting, but the way that it is right now is. But I mean, I totally feel
it's
you.
got the most organic reach of
Facebook, Instagram, all these things. Now they're all bought by Facebook. It's the opportunity to have jumped on to generate thousands of followers and stuff is kind of passed without some sort of compensation towards Facebook.
I solely disagree with you.
Or if you get something triggered within the algorithms,
well, I think it's just you have to,
or you get plugged by somebody. I'm not saying that hard work won't pay off by any means. It does, but the way it is right now. That definitely shifted when the algorithms came out.
Well,
and it's only getting worse because they're getting better.
I saw an immediate interaction change when I started to stream my podcast and do my podcasts on a regular basis. And it's not so much about the engagement. It's more about the expectancy of something's about to be there. You know what I mean? It's understanding that good content's there, because what it is where is your value? What is the value that brings someone to come read your status or to read or to watch your video? And identifying what that value is how you get people to engage and watch to begin with. And unfortunately, on Facebook, news sells, and people tend to comment more and engage more on shit topics or shit things that have happened, or and I'm very opinionated and I like to speak on things and talk about things, but at the same time, I love growing my view of who I am and why I am who I am now. So I've tried to facilitate and help myself learn how to communicate better with people, because I know my whole life that I've done it wrong. I've been good at talking, I can talk very well, but actually conveying what my intent is and what I'm truly trying to say or do or feel has been shit my whole life. So, but I've seen I can see where the trends would continue to rise if it's not so much about, it is the Facebook algorithms, but at the same time it's not so much, because it's still at that, Facebook streaming is still at that new-ish point. Facebook just acquired Mixer, so things are about to get even more flooded here on Facebook. But that's also why I'm streaming right now on Twitch, on Facebook, on YouTube.
Don't let Twitch find out.
Huh?
Just don't let Twitch find out.
I mean, I can just demonetize my channel. I just can't make any money off my Twitch. I've made like $400 since I started streaming, so it's not like I'm awesome. It's awesome, but I've streamed over I don't know how many fucking thousands of hours.
Yeah, just making stuff and playing on your computer.
Yeah.
Still good.
Well, it's more than playing on your computer. It's
I know.
It's a personality that
Is that, and also the work that goes into getting everything set up.
Yeah. And see, that's that's one of the biggest problems that I have with a lot of people that I play with games with, is because the whole time I'm producer and director and listening and watching and knowing that I'm streaming and knowing what kind of content I want to make, but I have to adapt to what other people are feeling or playing like or acting like. And if people are taking things really serious, then I know it's not phenomenal content. So it's like, okay, there's got to be a middle balance. And it's hard to keep engaging stream content when it's so intense, you know. We streamed, we had a little indieCeption entered a tournament and for League, and we streamed a lot of those games, but it was just the content was terrible just because we were so serious, you know. I wasn't my bubbly, energetic personality. I was more concentrating. I was more focused, and I was trying to communicate, and that's just not great content, especially for people that are as bad as games at me.
Well, you just need someone on the side, commentator.
Yeah. Well, what I need is I need a lot of things. I need a lot of help. That's what, you know.
Right.
indieCeption
So,
is for.
There's a lot of things that you can do yourself, but then ultimately you can't do them all yourself. And like, what can you do yourself? Yeah, I definitely feel putting some energy, you know, and like what you're doing, but just an encouragement to continue doing it and push more towards it. Is, yeah, get that other section of the construction, something that you can at least have another outlet easily accessed for money, and then you can kind of test what I've expressing and you know, kind of advertise that within just your general area within your zip code, you know.
Yeah.
Because I think, yeah, continuing with the goal of having success on the stream and even bigger ways than you already have is important. And yeah, I mean, like, every step counts. And also, like, how can you focus on what could be readily available to you now, as well as this something that could be beneficial later on, you know, like.
Well, and that's why I have a very loose 20 to 25 year plan. You know, that's like I have plans and goals of what I feel like Mobile can produce, if that makes sense. Like what talent is here. Those goals I feel like are very achievable, because the talent here is immense, and so I know for a fact that it can happen. It's just I'm trying to do it without any money. So are you on the stream right now?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw. So this is the room that I built. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So right now, this is my desk, pretty much.
All right. Let's use the box tool.
I don't know. I'm gonna have a sound booth right here, or vocal booth. So this is pretty much all done from here over. Well, this is gonna be lowered and stuff. But so this part. So this is that part.
Really? Is that part?
Yeah. Maybe not that long. That might be pretty long. Okay. Anyway. So this is what I'm going to do. Something like that. But what this whole thing is going to do, because of how this is set up, I'm going to have this entire wall here is going to be a giant just green painted green screen. This desk actually comes to like right here. So I was thinking about it yesterday, and I was like, man, if I have a full band over here, this desk is gonna eat the room, and I won't be able to we won't be able to have a comfortable band session in here. So what we've decided this is gonna happen. I also decided that I needed this to be able to a standing desk as well. So one of Bama Dynamics' first video, which is going to be JR and I's company, he's CEO, this is going to be the first video of this desk. So this is all going to move up and down 3 foot or 2 foot, and then this whole piece is going to pull up to the ceiling and pull up and tuck away like this. and then you're going to be left with just a little shelf that is the size of this. So it'd be like that, and then all this is going to disappear, and it'd be standing straight up. So that's going to be the desk. That's what I'm waiting on the parts to get when it gets here, and that's what we're going to build. And yeah, so to right here is going to be, which is to my right. Right here is going to be the keyboard and music section. This is going to be the gaming section, and then this is going to be the podcast desk area, which is going to have chairs and microphones and cameras in certain places, wherever, so that I can have guests over and we can talk about things and on a personal level. And then I can also move this up and actually have a full band in here and not get completely cramped. So that's the design of the finishing of my desk so far. I'm going to take everything out either today or not today, tomorrow or the next day, and actually shape the desk and finish sheetrocking. And then that's going to have, as far as for now, until I can get some money working this weekend, that I will buy the paint and get everything pretty much finished. At least enough to work out of. I won't be able to get carpet for a while, but that's fine. And then I'm going to experiment with a lot of different colors of stains, because what I want this to do is transition. I'm going to get indieCeption wood burned on the middle of the podcast desk. And then I want it to transition to a darker stain. And as it transitions, I want in front of my computer to go like a dark blue, and then kind of raise to a more maroon, and then fade into the music desk to a dark red, cherry red,
nice.
across the top. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of videos of just playing around with stains. I found the video that I did with Lauren Klein. She's a holistic hairstylist, and I'm going to be editing that video and putting it together and getting it out. I'm trying to set up some stuff with Bot of All Trades, but like I said, it's getting kind of postponed right now. And getting the Bot of All Trades going. I'm going to do those little meme plaques that, anyone that wants a meme fire burned onto a plaque, like an 8x10 plaque, or I'll do that. I think that'd be fucking funny. Maybe not. My humor's terrible, but whatever. If people want it, I can do it. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay.
But I am gonna get off stream now, and I am gonna go. I would buy a meme plaque in a heartbeat. See, that's what I'm talking about. Man's 33ZY, come straight in immediately. I'd buy that motherfucking plaque. Well, you're my first company.
I'd buy a DadBod sticker.
I want to do those too. I want a DadBodMan. Actually, okay, so this is what I really, 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 really want, but I can't afford it.
Get those stickers made, dude.
Huh?
No, I'm just talking out loud. Stickers.
So what I really, really want is a fucking DadBodMan Hawaiian shirt, suit. That's what I really want.
A Hawaiian shirt suit.
Yes.
But
done in such a way that it doesn't look like a Hawaiian shirt at first glance. It's one of those like, wow, that's really pretty. What the fuck is that? That's kind of what I want that feeling to be when someone sees me in that suit. And then have like the little DadBodMan figurines all around it. I think it'd be phenomenal. I just want to wear it everywhere. But I don't know how much that's going to cost. I feel like it's going to cost a lot.
Well, you're going to have to get someone to make the fabric costume. So.
Yeah, I know.
that's expensive. You can't just buy like one little sheet. You have to buy a whole roll.
Yeah.
Then you can make a whole line of dad bod shirts.
Oh, I would. I mean, I'm already planning on making because I wear Hawaiian shirts when I stream on DadBodMan as it is. So I'm gonna get my own shirts designed that instead of like flowers and stuff, it has my little DadBodmen on them, or like the flowers and the little DadBodmen that I have, because I have like 4 of them, and can continue to get some of those made. And I think that line would be phenomenal. I think it'd be so good. It's terrible in the best way, and that's my whole brand. Terrible. So much so that you just can't hate it, but you do. So yeah.
Well, I think it would be really cute to have some stickers of these little dad bod figures that you have.
I just don't. Are stickers really that popular though? Like,
yeah.
Are they?
And you could give them away. You could be like, everybody that subscribes and donates $20. Send me a DM with your shipping information, and we'll ship you these cute little stickers. And voila! Now you've got like subscribers. They get it. Like every month, you could give subscribers that do $25 or more. Free sticker or
okay,
like that.
So this is another thing that I've wanted to do, and Brandon Ferris gave me the idea, but it's a combination of Brandon Ferris and someone else, but. Eventually, I want to start hiding, when I can afford it, I want to start hiding clues in all of my videos to GPS coordinates of a loot box that is geocached. That will have, it's a loot box that you can go find. And if you do the scavenger hunt...
You're hiding Easter eggs in your videos.
Yeah. So that will be a thing in the future. I just can't afford to do that yet, but eventually I'd like it to be a decent amount of money that people can go find, but I have to be able to afford that. So it's just, those are the things that I would like to do, but I have to wait till I get to a point that I can actually afford to do those things.
Right. So you should, I think Dead Bod, it would really serve to have a shelf of things that we're just going to do way later. So whenever a really good idea like that comes up, you can just put it on that shelf so it doesn't go away.
Oh,
you don't really think about it again for a while.
No, that's exactly where it's at. That's why that wasn't on the roadmap, because it's an idea that I know that I can't do right now.
Already on that stuff. Okay, cool.
What we might end up doing though is, I will officially announce my partnership with I forgot what they're fucking called now. Jesus Christ, U2s. Jesus.
Good partnership.
So, okay, I'm not actually partnered with them, but they are going to send me one for free, because I messaged them and I was like, yo, I didn't say it exactly like this, but I said it pretty close to this. I was like, yo, when you going to make me a little figure of DadBodMan? And to show you what they look like.
Yeah, move this artboard out of the way, too. Can't really see it.
So, yeah, the Funko Pops or whatever?
Yeah, move the artboard out of the way, too.
Get out of here. Okay. So, it's like that. So, I sent them all the pictures of the baby bodmen that I had, and I was like, yo, when are y'all going to do this shit, basically? And I told them what I was doing with indieCeption and building the brand. Well, it's not a bobblehead, but it's just a little. So they do like popular streamers and stuff like that, and so they messaged me back and were like, we love your idea, we love your your image, but unfortunately we can't just make everyone a mold and stuff like that. It's just not feasible. And but we'd love to send you one from our collection, anyone that you'd like. And I wrote back and I was like, I'm really glad to hear, I said something along the lines like, I'm really glad that y'all chose to sponsor me. I never thought this was going to happen. I can understand y'all not, I basically was like, I cut the bullshit. Like, I knew this was going to happen, but I did want to build this bridge because I know that in the future this is going to happen. And I would like to have this connection already made, so that when in a year or 2 years, when y'all see DadBodMan and I come back to y'all, you'll be like, hey, I remember you. And they're like, dude, yeah, we really appreciate and respect, what you're doing and your shit. Like, it looks good. We just can't do it right now. I was like, I understand, dude. But so I did tell them that I would announce that I'm officially, unofficially sponsored, and that if you go use promo code DadBodMan, then they could get an undisclosed amount of percentage off. But that doesn't work. Unless enough people do it.
How much does it cost to get a mold like that made?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's probably because of how many they have to print. There's a newer company, and it's just
Oh my God.
it's not profitable for them to.
All right, look, I got it. I have a solution. You can try this out if you want. I'm happy to support this financially as well. So there's actually a 3D printer at my house.
Oh, we have one here.
You have one there?
Mhm.
Well, I'll pay for the 3D printed molding if you can get the 3D drawing of DadBod, then make a 3D mold, a plastic mold of it, then pour some whatever it is, put silicone around it.
So
and then you'll have the mold of DadBod little toy, and then you just pour it with some silicone, some color, and you'll be good to go.
No, that's no. If I was doing it, it would be to be a part of their brand as well. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that.
I mean, I feel you on that. That'll happen eventually.
I know it will. I'm just I said, these are foundations that I'm setting. Like, these are things that.
That's I'm like, how much would it actually cost for? I mean, how much do they charge to get a mold like that done? I mean, I want to know.
I have no idea. I have no clue. Probably not enough to recoup. And it's not about the fact that they don't want to pay for it. It's not about that. It's about the fact that they just physically can't. They fiscally can't, and it's just not. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I just want to. So
I have no idea.
But
I'm gonna. It says U2s. YOUTOOZ.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get off, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Peace out, everyone else that's out there.
Okay. Talk to you later.
All right.
Thanks for the
Good talking. How did your scans go, by the way? I don't know if you're gonna talk about this on stream, but
I don't mind. No, I didn't get information because there was a misconfusion about my scheduling and my appointment with my doctor, so it's next Thursday now.
Okay.
So I'm there next Thursday.
All right. Well, keep me updated.
I will. I'll definitely let you know.
All right. Peace out. Love you, dude.
Ciao. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
La 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 la. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't really expect this to go 2 hours, but I'm done. I'll be out